just touched down in Vancouver and it feels great to be back. While I was away in Toronto, my sister and her friends did me a huge favor by taking care of Coco, my adorable pet. Today, I finally get to meet her friends for the first time and hear all about their stay in Vancouver. But before they head off to the airport, we decided to have dinner at Big Way Hot Pot. Now, I have to admit, I was a bit concerned when my sister first mentioned bringing her friends over, especially since I didn't know them. But it turns out they're an awesome bunch and they even did a fantastic job taking care of my plant while I was away. To my surprise, it looks like my plant has not only survived but thrived in their care. It's always great to know that your loved ones and your plants are in good hands. I would wholeheartedly recommend them as good, trustworthy guests. The next day, I found my sister watching a rock climbing and bouldering competition. I'll be honest, I had no clue about the very existence of this competition, so I asked her a lot of questions. She was annoyed with my curiosity, but I couldn't help myself. It was such a fascinating sport. As I watched more, I started to grasp the Basically, they score points each time they touch a marked numbered rock, and that gets tallied up, and there's a time limit to climb as many as they can. Pretty cool, right? For lunch, we decided to go with Ooh La La, a new chicken joint I discovered on Uber Eats. They serve Korean grilled chicken, which is healthier than the classic fried version. We ordered the honey garlic and rosé sauce, and let me tell you, it was absolutely delicious and my sister totally agreed. The day after, my youngest sister arrived in Vancouver, and for the fun of it, I set up an appointment to try on some wedding dresses. Now, I don't plan to purchase one here in Canada, but I thought it would be great to figure out which style suits me best. As we entered the dress shop, we were asked to remove our shoes and slip into slippers. Finding slippers that fit our slim feet turned out to be difficult as they were all too big for us. Then came the exciting part. I had to pick out 6 dresses. My sisters each selected 2 to 3 dresses, and while I couldn't find any dresses I had my heart set on, I did choose one for the fun of it. We had a chat earlier about the type of dresses I didn't want. For example, I said no sleeves, nothing too revealing, and definitely no strapless. My sisters worked together to ensure I got to try on a variety of different types of dresses. Shout out to the fantastic staff at the shop. They were incredibly friendly and helpful throughout the whole process. And guess what? You can even rent evening dresses here for special events. It's time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Drumroll please! The first dress is an elegant satin style in ivory white, handpicked by my youngest sister Jojo. This dress stands out as the most budget-friendly option, coming in at $1,500. It was quite different from what I initially had in mind, but you know what they say, never judge a dress by its cover. Satin surprised me. I never thought the style would look good on me, but boy was I wrong. There were some downside though. The bag was a tad too short for a train, and the chest area was a bit too roomy, meaning I need to invest in alterations. They also had a variety of tiaras for me to try on, and they suggested adding a long veil to make up for the missing train. All in all, satin was quite an eye-opener, and I'd be open to try on more satin dresses in the future. The second dress was chosen by my sister Hannah. It was a beautiful top lace dress with layered mesh at the bottom. The chest fit me perfectly, showing off a natural cleavage, and the lace was absolutely stunning. The back also looked divine. However, there was one drawback. It was quite heavy. The thin fabric holding all those mesh layers started to take a toll on my shoulders. It literally felt like someone was sawing my shoulders off. In all honesty, it was so unbearable, and I don't think I could wear it for more than 15 minutes top. The price for this dress was $2,699 before tax. Moving on to the third dress, a gorgeous lace masterpiece with an open back. Thankfully, it was lighter than the previous one, and the straps felt more comfortable and secure. But as you can see, this dress had a bit of a catch. It was entirely see-through at the top with only some padding covering my chest. I was assured that no one would notice, but I had my doubts. I couldn't help but think it would draw some attention. It was priced at $2,445. Next up, the fourth dress was my fun pick and also one of the priciest at almost $10,000. I appreciate the gemstones, but it was far too heavy for my liking. My sisters agree, and they weren't a big fan of the bulky shoulders either. Dress number 5 was a suggestion from the store helper as an extra service. Since my wedding venue will have an evening garden theme, they recommended I try this dress on. I must admit I wasn't a fan of the sleeves. Looking back, I felt like a Greek goddess, but the sleeves were removable and looked much better without them. I did like the long train at the back, but it felt a bit too simple for my taste.
Yeah, it does.
On to the 6th dress, chosen by my sister Jojo, who wanted me to try a satin mermaid dress. This one came with an optional long train bow that could be detached. While I didn't look too bad in the mermaid dress, it was really hard to walk in. Sitting down, almost impossible. The dress felt constraining and I was worried about tripping down the aisle. It had a price tag of $3,537. Dress number 7, selected by Hannah, was meant to be perfect for an evening garden theme wedding. I wasn't a big fan though, as I was concerned that it wouldn't stay in place because it was strapless. The neckline area felt a bit bare, so the store helper brought in a necklace to fill the gap. Options were mixed on the sleeves, but it didn't win me over. Finally, the store helper picked another dress for me to try, which in hindsight was the favorite by far, yet it was not the wedding dress that I would say yes to. In the end, I didn't find the dress that truly captured my heart, but this was a fun and memorable experience shared with my sisters. When we were leaving, my sister Jojo couldn't find her flip-flops. Turns out one of the customers took it and wore them as slippers. I guess the customer couldn't find slippers that fit her either. We quickly grabbed some delicious halo halo nearby, and my sister rented a car for us to explore Vancouver. Oh, and Hannah forgot her physical credit card, so I had to use mine and list myself as a primary driver, incurring an extra charge for my sister to be the secondary driver. Thanks for joining me on this dress hunting adventure. Please show some love by hitting that like button and subscribing to my channel. Thank you!